What's up? So, this is going to be the very first tutorial I've done on any track, actually. I hope that this is informative to you guys. Maybe I should introduce myself. My name is Zaiaku. I just did a remix for KAGE's Marak, and yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's a pretty relatively simple song. Thank you, SATURATE, and KAGE for allowing us to fuck with the stems. Anyways, so, and this is the project. I have never done this before, so we're gonna figure out how to do this together. So I guess we're gonna start with a few things real fast. I want to start with just listening to a little bit of this right now. So here it is. Oh man. Alright, so let's start with the instrumentation, because I believe that's pretty fucking important right now. So it's like the piano and all this other stuff. Let's make sure that everything is kind of like not delayed. Anyway, so like what was it? It's key of D. Nice. Okay, so the intro, as we heard in this intro right there, I decided to go a little bit more cinematic with stuff. So like if we go back to the piano, it's just like really calm. You get the idea. I wanted to try to keep the theme and the melody, the whole thing together, and eventually started adding some more of the stems. I know that's really, really quiet, but you know, whatever. And then I added some strings. Add these in. You get the idea. But yeah, no, so after all this stuff, I really tried to like figure out what I could do to make this kind of not bread and butter kind of remix thing. So what ended up happening was I started to mess with the sample and trying to get things to sound a little bit more kind of like how I would do things. But I did this in a very short amount of time too. So let's see what we got for the stem. Just trying to backing off of things like that. But yeah, so like essentially I've just took a lot of the elements and made it, how do I explain it? It's just a little bit more, it's a lot slower than the original song, so it's a lot more dramatic now. And trying to just capture more emotion and just flip it the way that I thought would work and complement the song in general. The progression is pretty much the same, dun, 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 and then it does the turnaround, slight turnaround, and then, but yeah, that's the intro. Drums, like if you wanted to hear the drums real quick, like very, very simple stuff, just. Taking elements from KAGE's drums already and like using them, use snares and really messing with the, what do you call, the more reverb, ambience and stuff like that. I tend to use a lot of samples for my top loops and stuff like that. I just don't, honestly, I'm quite lazy about it, but you know, it is what it is. So on the kicks, I've also like, you know, try to like layer some of his drums as well. Nothing crazy. This only happens once though. This doesn't happen any more than this. Really, literally. Anyways, so, you know, the original song starts to build up to the thing and we get to this point. Yeah, so let's start breaking down arguably the most important part of this whole thing, probably the bass lines in conjunction, or am I saying the right word? I don't know, with the stems. I have an 808 going on here, really simple. And it's not like on the tonic the whole time, it's very close to it. I try to keep it relatively the same, and then I added a Reese on top of it. This is a Reese. I don't know what I actually made this with. It was Serum, obviously, but it's just a, you know, saw wave, low pass, regular stuff. Nothing crazy. This is a very, very simple song. Some effects, distortion, the notch thing, the you know, the bread and butter. Now, this is where things get interesting. Adding KAGE's initial stuff, the actual stems. So turning this. So the actual stems, I have really cut this up. I've pitched them down. I did the formant thing that you would see in Ableton and all this other stuff across the whole board. I moved things around. It's not like this is the whole song obviously right here, but I took things and just decided where would the ambience, what would be cool, distortion, like the stuff like this. All those little weird fill things come from the stems. It's like, because there's a lot of reverb, there's a lot of other things I've done. Pitching it down and doing the formant thing, making it sound really distorted. I also got rid of like pretty much all the low end as well. Let me move my camera, hang on, put it up here. But yeah, so like standard stuff, I've amped it just to really get crazy. There's a grain delay stuff going on here and there. I think it's happening in the intro, yeah. Putting it in a cabin, just getting like filtering down reverb that's coming in and there, out, like where is it? Yeah, it's happening throughout the track. It's messy, but there's a reason for it, because I want the sound to like kind of come in. Kind of has a swell to it. That's something I do often enough, not as often as you would think, but it does happen. So when you add all those together harmonically and everything, it kind of sounds like this. This is where things get interesting. Not really interesting, but I have neuro cuts that I made, like this stuff. These are like things I made in the past that I used. And in interest of time too, but if the people in the Discord knew that I didn't have a lot of time to do this work, you know, kind of cut into this shit, but Yeah, I decided like, where is this anyways? I don't even know where to find the show in browser. There it is. This stuff. Just like mud pies, stuff that you would see and hear that most producers in this, I guess, category would probably do, or at least I do. You combine all that stuff and get all the cool things, blah, 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 blah. That was loud, my bad. But also alongside with everything, if I add the bass and sum up the instruments, let's do everything but drums. Everything but drums. This is really important too. Like, but the initial sound, I think it's like I reversed it and did some cuts. Nothing crazy, really simple stuff. But I didn't want to overdo it with this in the interest of just keeping it simple. Now, drums, which is probably, honestly, like, let's be honest, the driving factor of the whole fucking rhythm. Anyway, anyways, this would be the drums. A lot of sample work, adding a ride. I really wanted at the end, obviously, just trying to do simple, dry stuff. I wanted to try to keep some sort of acoustic elements with this fill and everything is swung. The original song has a lot of swing. I'm like a lot of off-grid stuff. Off-grid, that's on-grid. Oh, well, you know what? I was being really sloppy. Some of the stuff I didn't even realize I put on. There's another one that's off. That's fine. Keeps it kind of human. Some of these other samples are really kind of swung out too, as you see here. A little bit of things going on here. Nothing is ever on. I think this is I don't even know what sample this is, but I use Umaru because he has some really interesting stuff. But yeah, also layered with KAGE's initial drums. It's all kind of like just there and just kind of works. Obviously, like bread and butter or just, stuff you would do is like you would sidechain everything. I don't know if I actually did this the normal way. No, I didn't. All right, cool, I did. This is like straight up sidechain to the kick, not too aggressively. The Reese. It's not like heavily like sidechain, but it's there. I use a transient saper for the clipper, essentially. Moving on to the second build. Let's go ahead and start with the last 2 bars of the drop. This is pretty important because I changed the progression of the song. I wanted to get some interesting stuff, so I ended up doing is like this, what is it called? I wrote it down. It's like a neoclassical 1, 2, 3, flat 4, 4, move up to the 6, 5. Then I think I go back to 6 and then maybe down to 1. It's something like that. But here. If you listen to some of the stuff like I think Apache does this stuff too. He does a lot actually. But like, where is my piano? I think I did it somewhere, or did I do it in these right here? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm moving up in the key. Tonic. What's it in key? Whatever. But yeah, so it's the same stuff as from the first drop, except we are doing a little bit more stuff with the harmonic movement of the song. Most importantly, these two bits with the sample do this. You get the idea. So all the instruments and bass, if you do it all together, of course the piano has to be in there along with this lead thingy. Everything's swung or delayed, pushed, whatever. It's like off. If I put on the metronome, you can hear it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Like, it's not, it sounds cool when it's all on, but it doesn't work when there is a lot of this going on. It's like, none of it's like straight Dilla stuff going on. The drums are still roughly the same. Nothing magnificently crazy. Very simple, to the point, easy stuff. Now, we all heard the song, hopefully, but let's listen to these basses real quick, because there's some interesting stuff here that I think, same stuff from I had before, and it was just like the samples or the stuff that I made before that I'm utilizing in the song. But like, let's just go with, let's just start here. This right here, it's cool, but like, you know, it's just like I took a bit of the whole mud pie. I think I did this in reverse, and I slowed it down, dropped it an octave, and then I had this sine thing here, I think. It's not really a sine anymore, it's just rumble because it's really low. And then you add it with the sample, like with the original parts of the song, like this. And that's how you get the fills. The fills in between this section are like pretty important. Instrumentation here on the second bit is pretty cool too. I'm just gonna play this part. Yeah, it still has that kind of, what is it? Neoclassical feel, but not, I'm not trying to rip it. It just kind of does its thing. But yeah. So I get back into the first kind of, like, it's like it's kind of a copy paste, but not really. I did some small changes, but it goes back into the thing. Of course, we all like a little bit of a fake out, so that's a 2-bar fake out with just, you know. Anyway, so we continue on to this next bit with the second bit, or part B of the second drop. It keeps going. Important here, actually. If you know what a 2-5-1 is, I try to get back to the tonic of the song really quickly here. So where is it? I think it's here. Da, 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 ba, da, da, da. Or is it? What's the piano have? Like a really good cue. Another thing too, the second half of the second drop is like I changed the harmonies a little bit with the Reese and the way that they mess around with each other. So this right here. Or wait. Oh, no. So on the second part of this, I actually changed the harmonies a lot right here. But yeah, no, it's pretty chill. Nothing crazy. No insane flexing, maybe this kind of stuff. Stuff, you know, fills, things like that, really important. Now, the outro, obviously, you go back to the intro for the outro. That's what I normally would do. Makes my life a lot easier. So let's just go 2 bars out from the outro. And that would be the end of the song. So, but like most importantly, like I think the arrangement is it's similar to the original song. It has a little bit more of my kind of dramatic bullshit I like to do. Dramatic, what the hell was that? But yeah, no, like what is it? It's funny because I have a song that had very similar melody from like a few years ago. But if you look to here, let me just put this back on screen. If you look at the freaking, what is this? Piano roll, MIDI. If there's sheet music here, I don't know how to read music. So anyways, this is what I played. Let's put a solo on this real quick. And that is essentially how this whole thing started. The stems, I saw the video for the competition, and then I saw like the stems pop up, and then I just sat there and I was like, what do I want to do? Like, it's like something, was it something, I don't know. I also went with the major thing. I did like a weird pickety third thing at some point, but yeah, this is the project. If you guys have any other things you would like to know, let me know. This is not insane, but it worked really well. Yeah, this was fucking absolute fun to work with. I had a very little time to do it, but I was able to pull something out of my ass, and yeah, I hope this is informative, and hopefully this video is not too long. Whatever. Anyways, my name is Zaiaku. I hope this was helpful. And if you want more, shoot me a message, leave a comment, whatever, follow, do whatever anyone else with the social media shit is. And yeah, I'm just gonna cut really hard.